champion. If this scene looks somewhat familiar, well, you've probably seen the fruit stand before. You see, Sylvester Stallone ran past it in the movie Rocky. Jeff Chandler grew up just 3 blocks from 9th and Washington. He used to sell shopping bags here in the Italian market for a nickel apiece.
By the time Rocky ran through here, they must have been getting a quarter for him then.
Quarter?
Yeah. What's up, Tommy? Hi, ho.
Rocky was a fictional character and a fictional champion. Jeff Chandler is very real. He proved that last November in the Miami High Life Fronton when Chandler, on the left, decked former WBA Bantamweight champion Julian Solis at the end of the first round. Then in the later rounds, Chandler hammered relentlessly at Solis. Finally, in the 14th, the referee stopped the fight, and Jeff Chandler became the first American Bantamweight champion in 30 years. Back home in South Philly, the new champion took that first big paycheck and purchased this house that his mother had been renting. On the streets nearby, where he grew up and still lives, Jeff Chandler is now a neighborhood celebrity. But it wasn't always like that. He had to learn to fight just to make it to school each morning.
Yeah, well, everybody did. Even my mother. Let's sum it all up in one word: tough.
So from street fights to gym fights was an easy transition for Jeff Chandler. Before winning the championship, he piled up a record of 22 wins, no losses, 11 knockouts. Chandler has defended that title twice. Both fights went the distance. One ended in a draw, and in this one against Jorge Lujan, another former Bantamweight champion, Chandler scored heavily in the middle rounds. But he was unable to finish off the challenger. That raises one major question about Chandler. Does he possess a knockout punch?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, if I ever catch them 2 guys again, I'm going to take them out.
Chandler is training hard for next week's rematch against Solis. He runs through a couple of sparring partners a day. He rates the challenger as the best boxer in the division.
Well, what Solis will do different this time, I think, is box a little better. They don't be so aggressive because he know that being aggressive won't get him nowhere. Just wear him out because I'll still be there. What I'm going to do different is start a little earlier, much earlier. I got him down in the first round. I'm going to try to get him down in the first minute this time.
When he's not training, Chandler is back on the streets and playgrounds with his South Philly buddies, and that may not be the best place for him. He was recently charged with possession of cocaine following a routine traffic arrest. That case is yet to come to court. So the champion has more on his mind than simply defeating Julian Solis. He is already looking past Solis to a fight for a unified championship.
So the WBC champ. Why is this guy running? That's what I want to know. Why is he running, I see now that they got the Hearns-Leonard fight. They're unifying the title. They can't tell me that they won't unify the title. They can't unify the title. I can see it can be done. If it's done with them 2 guys, it can be done with anybody. I want my title unified. How about it?
Now, that fight is coming up live, 4:30 p.m. next Saturday afternoon. The tie, Stan Musial. He got it. That left him tied for the National League hit record. Then he was shut down by Nolan Ryan. And so, for the last 5.5 weeks, our man standing by live right now in Cincinnati, Pete Rose, has been waiting for the season to resume. Pete, how depressed are you by the fact that this strike now has been dragging on?
Well, I'm about the same as every other player, Brent. I just go about my business. I play baseball every day. I take batting practice every day, play tennis 4 times a week. And if the strike was in tomorrow, I could be ready to play Tuesday. I know all the players started working out the first week or so after the strike took place, but then I think the longer the strike went, they said, well, we're going to, get 2 days for every week we're out, and we'll have time to get back in shape. But I didn't go with that philosophy. I try to work out hard every day. I don't think I missed a day of batting practice, with the exception of 4 when I was over in Philadelphia. And I just come back to Cincinnati to stay because I really have the facilities to work out here.
Now, hitting practice every day, where do you find a facility, and who pitches to you?
Well, right down the street from where I live, there's a new place called the Ball Game. It has 3 batting machines, 2 open cages, and upstairs they have like a double tennis. They have the area the size of a double tennis court, which is AstroTurf, and I get my ground balls there. And I go up to that cage, like I'll go when I leave here today, and you know, I might hit 400 or 500 balls, and they have a 90-mile-an-hour machine and a 70-mile-an-hour machine. I usually hit off the 70-mile-an-hour machine because that's just about what our batting practice on a daily basis consists of.
You have been taking hitting practice every day since this strike was called?
What else am I going to do? Because, you know, I just feel it's going to end eventually, and, you know, I'm hitting 330, and we're a game and a half in first place, and there's not going to be that many games left when we resume, and the team that gets out of the box on top, the team is going to go to the World Series. And whether you play 80 games or 100 games or 120 games, I'm looking forward to playing in the World Series in the playoffs once again.
Pete, how will the pitchers be affected by the strike?
That's the ones that's going to be affected the most, Brent. I think that's why they'll need some time. That's the only thing that scares me about the strike because, you know, if they settle tomorrow or the next day, we still wouldn't be able to play baseball till the first week of August because they have to give the pitchers a couple weeks to get ready. And, you know, that's why if it goes a couple more weeks, I'm afraid we might be out the whole year.
Now, what about the issue itself, free agent compensation? You, of course, signed for a lot of money with the Philadelphia Phillies when you left Cincinnati. Are you still solidly behind the Players Association?
Yeah, I think definitely because, you know, the Players Association gave me the opportunity to go through the free agency. And, you know, I can't put my personal goals or my personal records ahead of something as big as a compensation item because it's going to help so many people in the future and it's helped so many people in the past. And I just hope that they would negotiate. I think they're at the stalemate now where they're just mad at each other and they're name calling and things like that, and that's not good for baseball. It's not good for the fans. It's not good for the owners. It's not good for the players. It's not good for anybody.
Maybe they need some fresh faces in there negotiating.
Send Boom Boom over there. He can handle them.
Pete Rose, thank you so much. Still hard to believe, isn't it? Pete Rose has played all of those games, and when they go out on strike, what does he do? Go take hitting practice. Well, we had another athlete rise to the top today. Bill Rogers was pressed but not passed on the final round of the British Open earlier today. As a result, Rogers wins his first major golf championship and only the third PGA title of his fabulous career. Bernhard Langer of Germany finished second, 4 shots back, but he had pulled to within a shot of the lead when Rogers took a double bogey, 7 at one point on the front 9. Third place finisher Ray Floyd then pulled to within 2, but Rogers rallied, pair of birds, and he pulled away to the victory. Lee Trevino wound up 11th. Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Tom Watson all finished in a tie for 22nd place at 10 over par. Close, well, but not quite enough for Kathy Whitworth today as far as hitting the $1 million mark in career earnings was concerned. And another title for Donna Capone. Those were the two stories that unfolded at the LPGA tournament. They finished up a short time ago in Jericho, New York. Again, Donna Capone was the winner of that particular tournament, and here she